Hey everyone, so this is my third book review. I'm gonna try to like pep this up a bit because I realized the last two I did were, um, I know my voice is monotone and it can come off as boring. The books are both, all those books that I just read were actually really good, but I need to, um, I don't know. Anyways, so this third book I read in the last, I've been reading a lot and I come across, sorry, I'm like out of breath. I just ran up the steps to get this book. This is Rachel Cusk, A Life's Work. And it's a book about becoming a mom. And I decided to seek this book out because she is actually giving an account about the ups and downs of like mommyhood. And she actually is very honest that she wasn't really not so much feeling mommyhood, but she wasn't like all kisses and rainbows that like, I'm not a mom. And then let me just back up and just say like, I am not a mom. I actually have been kind of struggling with the fact if I even want to become a mom. I think sometimes I like the idea of it, but I don't know if I want to necessarily put forth the work. I'm just being really honest. So I've been trying to read more books, accounts about, moms who maybe or how do I say this without coming off as like, okay, so I've been trying to find books that where it talks about really the struggles of like being a new mom and being open about it. Cause I think sometimes, and I'm maybe if you can correct me, I'm right, but I feel like sometimes I get a lot of like, oh, I never knew what love was, so I have kids. Life is so great with my kids. I can never imagine my life without kids. And I'm not saying that's not true, but I feel like I want to hear more stories. So she's in the book, and it just like made me laugh because she was like talking about her newborn daughter and how basically she was colicky and she was just crying, and she just like basically admits that she gets to a point where she just like wants to throw out the fucking window, and like that's not funny, but I appreciate how honest she was about like hearing this newborn scream at the top of her lungs and how like that will make anyone go crazy. I don't feel like I hear those honest accounts, if that makes any sense. Like I feel like I get a very like clouded if I ask about, things like kids driving you crazy, and I feel like, oh no, it's worth it. And I'm not saying that it's not, but I just would like some more honest accounts about people's kids driving them crazy, because I feel like I would love my children to death, but I feel like I would be like, I need some mommy. I need some quiet time because you're getting on my nerves. And maybe there's parents out there who are like that. And I would love to hear from people, from moms who are, willing to be honest with me. Because sometimes I feel like I don't get that because I'm not a mom. I don't feel like I get the real, like, the real story. And there may be, and I'm sure there's things that I will never understand until I become a mom. I completely get that. But since I'm struggling with that, and I don't even know if I really be going to become a mom, I just want to hear stories from all points of views, honestly. And I just felt like I picked this book up on Amazon and it got okay reviews. So I thought and I mean, it was an entertaining book. I mean, she talks about like how she wasn't really feeling pregnancy and like how she didn't really feel like, even when her first daughter was born, she didn't have like the best experience with the birth. Like, I don't think her birth plan went accordingly. And yeah, actually that's actually true. Yeah, now I'm thinking about it, she wanted to have like a home birth, and um but I think her placenta was like actually blocking her cervix, so if that happened it would have turned into a medical emergency, which is actually very, very scary. But she talks about, how she just kind of like the dynamics with other moms, and how she felt very overwhelmed as a new mom. And I appreciate hearing that because I feel like that's kind of like how I'd be. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say because I don't have children, so I don't know of a life with, like, I can't imagine my life with kids, if that makes sense. I mean, it's weird. Like, I feel like I, when I think of myself at 60, I would be like, oh, I kind of sad I didn't have kids. But even now, I'm just like, damn, I'm not really in a rush to have them either. And I'm 34, so I guess I should be kind of thinking about it. But yeah, so I don't know. Like this book just kind of gives, basically it's another a memoir, and she kind of just talks about how she, her I guess her experiences becoming a mom, and like the isolation that you initially feel, which I'm really scared about because I just moved out maybe a year ago to Washington, and I have friends here, but I don't have the support system that I necessarily want to raise a child. I mean, I have my husband, and definitely my both our families would help, but they live in different states. So I'm very nervous about that initial isolation that I think a lot of new moms feel. That, and it's just I'm really nervous about losing my identity and like just the free time that I have. I mean, there's just certain days where I just do nothing and it's great. And I just feel like, when you become a parent, you still have like free days, but not nearly as much. And there's always someone who's always, you know, conjuring your presence all the time. And I just feel like that would get old. Please, I mean, I would love to hear from everyone about this, but yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at. And I feel like it hasn't changed. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe it's just one of those things like just like me and my husband just need to like get it done. But and I'll change after that, but I just don't feel this like natural urge to like want to reproduce. It just is not there. It's never been there. And, I don't hate children. I don't want to come off as that. I actually quite enjoy them. I find them to be very endearing, but they're a lot of work and I like sleep and other things. So, I don't I don't know how that's going to fit into my life. But anyways, if for anyone who's really struggling with like whether or not they, like the idea of momhood or want to become a mom or want to hear, or kind of like me where you're just like, I just need to hear more stories to maybe like soften me to momhood. But anyways, yes, the name of the book is called A Life's Work by Rachel Cusk. Cusk, yes. And I would recommend it. I wouldn't read this again, but I definitely think if you're in the same predicament as me, I would definitely recommend it. Okay, so yeah, thank you for that, listening to this 7-minute video. I not mean to be that, but thank you for that anyways. Okay, bye.